Hello everybody, this is Chronos018, and this is going to be my thoughts and recap for Fairy Tail, episode 158. While I'm doing this, I'm compressing the rest of the Fairy Tail episodes because I got up to like episode 157 or 158 or whatever, and then it went to 169 when it comes to already being compressed, so I have to compress them as I go. Anyway, let's see, this episode. Essentially the first game or event or whatever for the Grand Magic Games happens, and the people were already picked at the end of the last episode. And Gray was part of the Fairy Tail team that got chosen, and Juvie was the other one. And essentially the game is called Hidden, where there's hundreds of copies of each of the characters in a gigantic city that somehow appears in the arena. Don't ask me how. It's magic, that's all I can say. Anyway, and you're supposed to essentially find the real versions of your enemies and take them down, and each time you do, you get a point. If you hit in one of the copies, I think you lose a point. So, yeah. Gray ends up becoming the target of Now Pudding the whole time. Every single time he goes for Gray. None of the other guys. Even when Rufus is standing on the freaking roof, completely open and exposed, he goes for Gray. So, Raventail's got a beef with Fairy Tail, obviously. And yeah, everybody works on doing the same thing, taking out opponents. And yeah, poor Gray is having to deal with that whole thing, and he's not very happy. He's wanting essentially revenge once this is over because he wasn't able to really get any points because of Now Pudding. And I think Sabretooth ended up getting in first place in this episode because Rufus was, like I said, standing on the roof and used one of his spells to essentially hit every single person in the city. Every opponent that he was supposed to take out, he hit every single one with that spell. Not even hitting the copies, so he was able to take first place. Anyway, yeah, there ain't much to really talk about besides, like I said, the whole Gray and opening thing. There wasn't anything too interesting enough to talk about, really. Besides Leon wanting to get with Juvie, obviously, and Juvie wanting to get with Gray, but obviously taking the game seriously. Yeah. This episode showcases essentially the conflict between Raventail and Fairy Tail, and Raventail obviously stepping up to take them down and essentially make them look bad. Yeah, Ivan is, yeah, probably the worst son/father ever, in my opinion. Maybe not the worst, but he's up there. Anyway, that is the main things that happened in this episode. If you need me to talk about something else, feel free to mention it in the comment section, and I'll mention it. And I will see everybody next time.